Hmm. Do a review that I promised, or do an unrelated review instead. Hi, friends. I've been really busy. I have a full-time job now, and that is taking up quite a bit of my time. I'm exhausted mentally by the time I get home, so I'm just not into doing anything other than just reading or sleeping or watching Drop Dead Diva. But I have some time today, so I'm going to be talking about a book that I read pretty recently. It was not very good. It's called The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. It was published in 2016, and for whatever reason, it's 500 pages long. It really doesn't need to be. But before I really get into the details, I have my handy dandy Reading Adventures journal. This is a journal I got from my part-time job. It's made for little kids to write about the picture books that they read, but I thought I would just write in my own snarky, stupid comments about the big kid books that I read. So I gave it 2 stars. I do have a rating system in the front of my journal that I filled out, and 2 stars is could have done without, not the worst, but pretty close. So this book was almost the worst, but it didn't quite make it there. My summary of this book is meaningless summer shenanigans go on without end. Why is this book 500 pages long? To expand on that, the story is about a girl named Andy. She is a politician's daughter, and she has to spend a summer at home walking dogs and living with her father. And their relationship is very strained, but she meets a cute boy and has fun with her friends, and everything turns out hunky-dory for her. So hey, you know, a little discomfort here and there is not gonna kill you. I do have a list of like pros and cons that I made about this book, because really there really isn't much to talk about in terms of plot, because there really isn't one outside of what I told you. So the pros of this book: Clark, the cute boy. I was willing to go along with the fact that he was this world famous author at 14 years old, and now he's 19 and in writer's block. Like, I was willing to buy that because he's hot. Okay, give me a break. I'm 24 years old and I think he's hot. I have a thing for shy, quiet, nerdy guys. He had like a Star Wars t-shirt. He had a Doctor Who t-shirt at one point. I was like, hello, yes. And I mean, he was also really sweet and awkward, except I wasn't really a fan of the fact that he also had like this perfectly sculpted body. I was like, okay. It just feels really cliche now that like all the male love interests in like contemporary YA are all just like shredded and have these washboard abs, and it's just like, yeah, that's so sexy. Come on, can one guy just not be fit? I'm kind of sick of it. I'm kind of sick of just seeing them all look the same. Another pro was Birdie, the dog. Birdie was like a big white dog, and he was just really cute and kind of mischievous, and I like cute, mischievous dogs. There weren't enough dogs in this book, even though it's on the cover and everything. Birdie kind of made up for that. Kind of. Not really. There was a scavenger hunt at one point in the book, and that was like really when I felt like the stakes were high, because each group in the scavenger hunt had 2 hours to come up with some or all of the items on the list, and they had to get creative at some points. Andy's dad joined in to help her and her friend Toby, and he was driving around, she says in the book, like James Bond. He was kind of speeding, and they were all really getting into it, and I really liked that. I thought that, I was like, where is more of this? This is interesting. This is the kind of summer shenanigans I want to read about. Some interactions with her dad were cute. Their relationship kind of becomes a little less strained, and of course it's all okay by the time the book ends. I mean, she really doesn't spend a whole lot of time talking to him about her problems and what she thinks about the fact that their family is broken. You would think in 500 pages she would have, you know, addressed all of these issues in depth, but no, it's just very minimal and very quick, because we need to get to the boy drama. Cons of this book. Why is this book 500 pages? It literally did not need to be this long. I mean, 250, 300 at the most. Even 300 is pushing it. I really don't understand why this book had to be 500 pages long. It was easy to read and the writing was accessible, but it was a lot of telling and not a lot of showing, and it was just really irritating when I would just inch along and be like, okay, I've read 100 pages. I'm only halfway through this book. Almost no plot. Like I said, there really isn't much outside of like stupid summer shenanigans. Walking dogs, having fights about boys, which we'll get to, and Andy just being a despicable human being. Toby and Bree conflict. In the third act of the book, there is this dumb conflict that came up. Toby has a crush on a boy, but he doesn't like her. And then Bree and that boy end up sleeping together and going out or something, and Toby is just devastated. Oh no! And then this breaks up their friendship. I'm not even kidding. It almost breaks up like their entire friend group because Andy finds out about Bree and Wyatt, and her brilliant thought is, hey, let's not tell Toby about it. This will end well. And then literally like 15 pages later, it doesn't end well at all. Andy almost loses all of her friends because she did a stupid thing, and I mean, Bree and Toby end up not being friends anymore at the end of the book because of a stupid boy. Honestly, these girls have been friends literally their entire lives, and they just give it all up because of a boy. I don't understand. I mean, it's hilarious to me because it's just so stupid, but it's just kind of frustrating at the same time because it's like, really? He is that important? Is he Helen of Troy? The ending. I wasn't a huge fan of the quirky rom-com ending where the girl has to go find the guy and tell him that she loves him after she told him they couldn't be together. I am so sick of that. And I don't care if it was different because like, oh, they're using her father's like campaign bus to drive to New Jersey to go to Clark's stupid reading or whatever, and I was just not impressed, and I was just rolling my eyes the entire time. Andy. I hate Andy so much. It feels like she elevates herself above everyone else, and it feels like she thinks she's smarter than everybody else, but then she makes stupid decisions, and then she knows that she makes stupid decisions, but does them anyway because, oh, I can't tell Clark that I love him because, well, this is the longest relationship I've ever had because I don't do things with boys. I only make out with them and then dump them after 2 weeks. This is my longest relationship ever, and oh no, I'm so scared. And I'm just like, I don't... Ugh. The way she was written was just really, really annoying. Maybe somebody in my audience is the exact same way. Maybe they only date boys for like 2 to 3 weeks and then dump them, and then they met a guy who they really connected with and ended up dating for more than 3 weeks and got scared and dumped him because of commitment. I don't know. I'm just saying that the way it played out was just very cliche and just not very good. The car at the end. Oh, that car, that Ford Mustang. Oh dear. So Andy's mom is dead before the book even starts from some kind of cancer, and there's constant references to their old house where they lived, her mother's artwork, and also this car that she owned, this like 66 Ford Mustang, this bright yellow convertible car. And it turns out the car wasn't sold when her mom died. The dads had it in storage this entire time. So then Andy gets into the car and is looking for the keys, and then she finds an envelope with her name on it, and of course it's her mom telling her, oh, I'm sorry I can't be there to celebrate your birthday with you, honey, but take this car out for adventures. And I was just like, are you joking right now? It was like at that point the book realized it was almost over and needed to check every single cliched box that it could. I was just not impressed with that, and it just really killed the mood for me. So another thing that I would like to do with these book reviews is use my reading journal. Each entry asks me some questions like, who is your favorite character? If I wrote a sequel, this book would be about this. So I wrote my answers and drew a picture. One way the main character was like me was we both had brown hair. I mean, technically she had auburn hair, but she does make a point in saying that it's more brown than red. One way the main character was different from me was she was annoying as hell. And yeah, we already covered that, but God, I just wanted to slug her in the face. Here's a picture of me with the main character. Here's me with Clark and Birdie. I can't draw dogs or people, and I'm saying you don't deserve them to Andy, who is clueless over here, because she really doesn't deserve them. Clark and Birdie deserved a better book to be in. They really did. So overall, like I said, 2 stars. It's not the worst thing that I've ever read, and I knew it was a summer read, so okay, whatever. It's gonna be cliched and it's gonna be silly at times, and there was a bit of atmosphere built that I really liked. I like the summer book atmosphere sort of thing that goes on, where it's just like, yes, this is gonna be a slice of life story about a girl spending her summer vacation doing stuff with her friends. Like, I'm fine with that. It's just that it went on for too long. I didn't like the main character, and the whole thing where Toby had to use emojis to text for the entire summer and just emojis was really annoying, and it got old very, very fast. So now it's my favorite part of these reviews: taken out of context. Your stupid boyfriend with his stupid dragon money. So that's it for this review. Please comment. Did you read this book? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you totally in love with Clark? Were you pissed off at Andy? Was Andy just like your soul sister and she spoke to you? Just go ahead and comment. I love talking about books, and especially discussing the books that I didn't really care for. So that's all I've got today, and I will see you guys later. Have a nice day.